Hi Mounjaro community, I hope you're having a great day. This video is for people who are just starting out on Mounjaro or thinking about taking Mounjaro. I'm Mimi, I've been on Mounjaro for 3 months and I at one point had to go through the whole process of deciding whether or not to take Mounjaro, whether it would be the right thing for me, whether it would work and whether the side effects would be too much. So here's a little bit about an overview of everything that I've gone through in the last 3 months. So the first big thing that you have to do is actually take the injection. And most of us are not used to injecting ourselves. So this is a big deal. My advice is really obvious. Read the instructions, have a look at the pen beforehand. You know, make sure you understand exactly how the mechanism works. Obviously don't poke around with it too much because you don't want to release the actual injection before it's going to go into your body, but just to have a little look at it, familiarize yourself, and there are also lots of videos online that will show you exactly how to take the injection. I also advise you to take it out of the fridge about half an hour to an hour before. If it's too cold, it will sting. The injection is a little bit uneventful. There's often a big build up to that first injection, but once you've taken it, it's pretty straightforward and you can do it every week. However, I would suggest that you look at the instructions again, at least for the first 3, 4, 5 weeks, just to make sure that you haven't got kind of too confident with it, and each week you do it right and you follow the same steps. Then the next big concern is really the side effects. Now, having observed other people and from my own experience, nobody seems to completely escape side effects. The good news is that for the majority of people, the side effects are not so bad that they decide to stop taking the medication. I have read online of that happening to quite a few people, but I think it is a very small percent. I think I saw a figure, something like 4% decide that it's too much and they have to stop taking the medication. So I think that it's fair to say that there is a big spectrum of side effects. From constipation to diarrhea, to tiredness, to actually feeling energized, you know, a good side effect. A lot of people feel nausea, stomach pains, I think circulation problems. Some people feel quite cold on it. I've had that. But from my experience, I had definitely my worst side effects during the first 2 weeks. In a sense, that taught me that the medication is quite strong and that I should kind of respect the medication and respect the advice to build up the dose slowly. You know, it's not a race. I don't need to get to the 15 milligrams dose in a hurry. I can take it slowly to hopefully minimize side effects as it goes along. So, you know, you will find out exactly how the side effects affect you, but kind of be mentally prepared for it and hope it's not too bad. The big piece of advice is to discuss it with your doctor. I discussed a couple of things with my doctor and got some great advice and support in return that has helped. Appetite suppressant. So that's an interesting one. I'm going to say that since I've been taking it, my appetite has been suppressed every single day. It varies slightly how much it's suppressed, and sometimes towards the end of the week, it's not so obvious. But I am very clearly eating a lot less, and it is somehow out of my control that I'm eating less. It is because of the medication. The medication takes away the desire to eat so much. That in itself can form a little bit of a problem because obviously we still need to eat. We still need to fuel our body. We still need our nutrients. So you do have to plan your food. You do have to look closely at your diet. You're not really going to get away with not doing that. And for people who are overweight, that's sometimes quite a hard thing to do because there was a pattern of eating that got us overweight in the first place. I still have a Friday night takeaway, but instead of maybe having a burger and fries, I will just have the burger, and sometimes I don't even eat it all. So you can still enjoy your food. That's really important to know. I have learnt trial and error, and you will find trial and error as you go through the journey as to what will work for you. But I have found that it helps to still have 3 meals a day, even if I wake up and I really, really do not want breakfast. I have a protein shake for breakfast, and I treat it as if it's a meal. Just because it's liquid, I don't kind of walk around the house sipping it, or, you know, have it while I'm getting ready in the morning, or, you know, anything like that. I treat it as a meal. I sit at the table and I sip it slowly as if I was eating a meal and chewing food. I found that's quite important for me. So my advice is to still have 3 meals a day. And even if you're eating a lot less, or you're eating very different foods, to sit down and have those meals at the table as if you are having a meal that you would have been having before Mounjaro. Supplements. I believe a lot of people are taking supplements. I take collagen, and I do think it helps. My concern was about my skin sagging as I lost weight. So that was my primary reason for taking it, but I think that it has helped my skin in general, and my nails. My nails always break easily, and they seem to be breaking a bit less. I also start my day with an electrolyte drink. That is helpful because I am a little bit concerned about getting dehydrated because of the lack of appetite. I am drinking a little bit less water than I used to, and a little bit less than is advised, because we are advised to keep ourselves hydrated. So the electrolyte drink every morning is a great start to my day. It definitely perks me up and it helps. So weight loss, that is obviously the interesting one. My experience is that I have lost weight every single week, except 1 week when my weight stayed the same. Be prepared for it to vary. Don't get your hopes up. When you start seeing big weight losses, don't get your hopes up that you'll have that every week, because you will find that there are some weeks that it doesn't quite work out like that. So remember to just look at the bigger picture. The future. So at this point in time, most of us can get hold of Mounjaro fairly easily. Some people are getting some pushback on their prescriptions and the coupon that the majority of us are using to get the Mounjaro for $25 a month. And we're all very uncertain about the future. So I believe that anyone that's just starting their journey is going to reach a point where you think to yourself, hey, this is working. What happens at the end? What happens if I can't get it? I can't imagine coming off it. Or if I do come off it, am I going to be able to sustain the weight loss? So you will have all of those questions. We have all had all of those questions, and we don't really know the answers as to what will happen next. So possibly that is something you need to take into account when you make the decision whether or not to go on Mounjaro. But my advice is that once you're a few weeks in and you start having those, you start to see it working, and then you have those questions, just reach out to the Mounjaro community, and people will tell you their varying ideas for how to tackle the end of Mounjaro. And hopefully, you know, there might be some more coupons coming, or for those of us who are not currently getting it authorized by our medical insurance, maybe it will be by then, you know, so maybe there'll be just something else down the line that will help us to either continue our journeys or to be able to use the medication in a maintenance way. I think that's really all for my video. You know, if you do decide to go ahead, or this video has helped you, please, you know, let me know in the comments, and welcome to the Mounjaro community. I'm Mimi, and thank you.